Hi, everyone. So if I'm a little late, I'm sorry. I was madly stitching. I had some Gimp here, and I was trying to do hi, Betty. I was trying to hi, Aura from Ohio. And we have Betty, and I think, Betty, you're from California. Or maybe Arizona. I can't remember. Anyway, so I was doing with Gimp, I was trying to do quickly a whipped woven, the spokes. I was trying to prep it. Anyway, so we're going to work with Gimp. For those of you who don't know what Gimp is, hi. Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm excited too. So excited to learn from Gimp. Me too. Because even though I've worked with it, I'm really pushing myself to try some other things that I haven't tried before. Hi, Sherry from Michigan. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about Gimp. My understanding of Gimp is that it's a cord and something has been wound actually around that cord. So here are 3 different kinds of Gimp. And each of these has an inner cord and then something that wraps around. This, I think, is the Gimp maybe that many of you know of. It's the one that Sue Spargo carries on her site. She actually used to carry these. I don't think she carries them anymore. Mary Corbett, who, if you don't know Mary Corbett, after the live streaming, I'm going to add links to all of this. Where to find this, which is Silk Gimp, where places you can find this, which is the painter's thread, the bigger Gimp, as well as Mary Corbett, because if you don't know of her, she is just a treasure trove of information. She's been doing this for years, and she first talked about Silk Gimp, these two, on her blog in, I think, 2012, a long time ago. And so she actually uses a needle I've never heard of. It's called a Japanese hand hammered number 13 or something like that. And I couldn't find it when I was searching. But I'm going to try to do all the research so that once we finish going live and it's YouTube records this whole thing so anyone can watch this afterwards, and I'll add in the description all the different links to everything. But I'm glad all of you are here, and thank you for the 8 who gave me a thumbs up. And we're gonna explore Gimp. So I'm going to take my camera off without losing anyone. Hi, Karen. And I'm going to, let's see, I'm gonna rotate you around. Nope, I'm not rotating you. You're still seeing me. All right, here we go. Okay, so here's my work table. And I've just started to use this. It's an ironing mat. The truth is Merlin loves lying on it. And since there's not a lot of room here for him, I sort of put it for him, but also, I don't know, I've just gotten used to using it. And also, if I'm going to do a drizzle stitch or something, I don't have to bring a different, like, little drizzle pad. I can just, pierce right into it. So these are the different Gimps that are silk Gimps. Aren't they pretty? And Mary Corbett talks about gold work, which I've never done, but she does. And I'm thinking that that's what this is for. Hi, Pat. And another Karen from Idaho. So these obviously use a smaller thread, needle. However, this looks as though it could take a number 24 chenille. Hi, Denny. Denny's visiting. Denny's here from New Zealand, which is actually why I decided to do a 4 o'clock instead of a 3 o'clock in the afternoon my time, because it gets pretty early for New Zealanders and Australians. The needle. This looks as though you could use a 24 chenille, right? I mean, these are pretty thin. But the problem is that because they've got something else wrapped around, you really want a needle that's going to have an ample room. So I have this threaded on an 18 chenille, and I tried to do a 24, and it really just didn't work. You're welcome to try whatever you want. This is just my own experience. This one, which is this, it's the silk. Hi, Mary. I was able to get on a number 3 Milner's. I put these on a couple of different, now, needles. I wanted them prepared, so I'm ready to go. Hi, Trina. How are you? From Canada. We're all over the place, you guys. We're representing a lot of different places in the world, which is lovely. This Gimp, which is the painter's thread, isn't it? I think it is. And hi, Sandy from Westminster, also in Canada. So this is the Gimp that really is tough to thread even on an 18 chenille. And I'm going to do a little research and see what I can find as far as what other needles I might be able to use with this. But at the moment, I'm using a 15 Milner's. So I want to show you. This is a 1 Milner's. And this is a 15 Milner's. And you can see the difference, right? It will not thread on this. This is the only needle that I'm really able to use. And so, hi, Sally. Okay, tell me where the Outer Banks are. Doesn't that sound exotic? And Connie from California. So I can get this on an 18, and I have over here, and I'm going to show you. But it's tight, and as you can see, I can barely thread it on here. North Carolina is the Outer Banks. Okay, I'm going to have to look that up and find out exactly where that is in North Carolina. So as you can see, when I'm pulling this, it's really hard, and I was only able to get this much on here. I'm doing a Palestrina knot here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and show you that one. And then we're going to play, and you guys can just shout out if you have something that you want to try. I can try to demonstrate it for you. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you what I've done. So here I used this Gimp, which I don't know about you, but I looked at this and I thought, ooh, I'm not sure about it. It's called Macke, M-A-C-K-E. But when you stitch it up here, it's actually pretty cool looking. These are my little Bouillon knots. Here are colonial knots. This one is also this one. It just, I hadn't done enough, and these are 2-wrap French knots. I just hadn't gotten into another demo that Bouillon knot. Okay, Betty, I will. All right, so, and then here I played with a raised cup, which, I don't know, it's starting to look a little bit like just a mess of something, but I kind of like it. Now this is this crinkly silk Gimp. Someone in the stitching group was asking what is Gimp, and I told her I was going to do this and to have a look at the at this video when I'm, either now or when it's done. This one, which is also these are really challenging to work with, but I think they're pretty cool looking if you can get them to do something. This, if you can believe it. All right, guess what this is? Can anyone guess what what stitch I was doing here? I'm going to wait. You can also try to guess what the lighter one is. Also, not looking great, but I was in a hurry. Trellis, exactly. Sally, exactly. It is a trellis stitch. And, oh, all of you knew. All right. This was a French knot gone really, really wrong. But I left it because I thought, well, it kind of looks like a drizzle at this point, so I'm just going to leave it alone. And I even debated not telling you and just pretending, but I can't do that. That would be lying. And here I have little French knots, and all of those are in here. These are really, really tricky. This is an open buttonhole filler stitch. So you can see that you can play. And here's the thing about all of these Gimps, whether it's this one or whether you're working with this one. Any stitch where you are having to pierce, hi Frida, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, I'm sorry. Anytime that you're having to pierce into the fabric, come out, pierce again, come out, pierce again, is going to be difficult. Hi, Monica from Switzerland. You know, Monica, I'm from Switzerland. I'm Swiss. My father, I'm not from Switzerland. I was born here in Northern California, but my father was Swiss from Teufen. And I actually have a Swiss passport. So, all right. So if you go in and out of a fabric, it's going to be very challenging with any of these threads. If you're doing anything where it's a weave, you're going to have an easier time. And so the Palestrina knot, let's just do that. And I'll show you that quickly, even though most of you, and this is where I have to use my pliers. I cannot do this without them. And even with them, it is hard. So I'm doing my Palestrina knot here. I go in here. And then I'm going to come right into that, in between those threads. And I'm going to pull that through. And that's my little Palestrina knot. And of course you can make them much closer together, or farther apart or whatever. But that's that. As you can see, even just pulling this through, I'm getting a lot of twisting. So, and it's even more so with this thread. It just twists. And I found a couple of things that seem to work. Yeah, these pliers, she's saying the pliers have saved her arthritic hands. Me too. I have one bad arthritic knuckle right here, which is not bad, but it is arthritic. And it gets a little stiff. These pliers really, really help. And these are them. I can put the link for these in the video as well. They're actually jewelry pliers. People often wonder if this is going to damage the needle. And if you can see, it's totally smooth. And you saw what I did with them just now on this needle, and it does nothing. So I love these. Some people, there are pliers out there that have rubber inside. I believe they're also jeweler's pliers for gold work. I don't use them. Did I lose anyone? Okay, good. Someone just called and I had to just remove them. Okay, I'm going to just also show you about ending thread. I'm going to just do a French knot. I'm sorry, just a regular knot. But I'm also now going to push my needle in under this stitch. And I think I'll do it one more time under here. just to secure it a little bit. If I didn't want this knot, I wouldn't have to have it, and I could just weave into these stitches under here and go back and forth maybe one more time, you know, and then I could just clip my thread. It's not going to go anywhere. It'll be fine. So there's that, and I'm going to clip this now. I'm not sure what this is, but I've made some sort of mistake, I think. Okay, I don't want to get too caught up in this, but there we go. Okay. All right. Okay, so Bouillon knot. I'm going to do that. All right, so I can't do a quilter's knot with this. I don't know about any of you. If you've tried, I have tried. I don't find it is, I mean, I can do it sometimes, but I find it's just easier to make a little knot like that. So I'm going to do a little Bouillon knot. Let's see, where am I? Oh, by the way, is there a thread weight that you could use instead? What do you mean, Sally? What do you mean thread weight? The Gimp comes in this cord, which, you know, this is bigger than a 3 weight. And then it comes in the thinner silk Gimp. But it doesn't really matter which weight you're using. I am running into the same kinds of problems because it's a cord that's having something wrapped around. Seems like not much fun. It is definitely challenging, for sure. So if this strikes you as just tedious and annoying, don't go there. Just don't even get the Gimp. But if you love how this looks, or you think, well, this is something, because there is no other thread that I know of that's going to give you this look. So for the look, and now I'm going to do a Bouillon knot, and I'll do one right here. There really is nothing like Gimp. And you can couch it, exactly. Susan, I'm not going to demonstrate couching just because I think most of you know how to couch and probably have done that. It's definitely the obvious choice for Gimp is to couch. Okay, so I'm going to go whatever that is. And now I'm going to pull this through. And I have to do it a little bit. Am I doing this with a chenille? That may be why I'm having trouble. Yes, I am. Okay, so it helps if you have the right needle. Not a chenille. A Milner's would be better, and it would make this easier. Even so, I can do this. So I'm just going to keep going. So there's my little Bouillon. Now what I can do is I can manipulate this and make it tighter if I want. These I kept pretty loose, as you can see. You know, they look like a slinky. Remember slinkies? This one I'm tightening up a little bit more, but I could tighten this even more if I wanted to. And I'm going to anchor my thread, and that's your Bouillon. So it does give you a look, right, a caterpillar, Cheryl's saying. It looks like a caterpillar. It does give you a look like no other thread that I know of. I mean, that's the thing about Gimp, is that you have, you can do things with it that just aren't like anything else. I am going to change this, and I'm going to get my other 15 Milners. So when I thread it, I have to cut off anything that's sort of shredded. And you're going to see that the 15 Milners you thread very easily. All right, I'm going to do one more Bouillon. And then I thought, do any of you want me to demonstrate stitching this one? If anyone's curious, I will. If you're sort of, no, then I won't. All right, this is, yes, okay. 1, 2, hi, Delinda. 3, 4, oops. Okay, great, I will. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, so the needles are really, ugh, the needles are really, really hard. And I'm very curious to find out what needle Mary Corbett is talking about, this Japanese hand-hammered needle that she said she uses instead of a chenille. The 15 Milner's Mary is asking, where do you get them? I don't know where else to get these other than Sue Spargo. If any of you know of any other resource of who carries the 15 Milners, when I go on and try to find a 15 Milners, it shows me a needle that is not this. Okay, the trellis stitch. I'll do that. So Sue Spargo, she's the one who carries them. There must be a somewhere else, but I don't know. This one I'm going to keep a little looser, just because why not? And there it is. AliExpress have Japanese needles. Okay. Yeah, we can look. We can all look. And then if whoever finds that. I think it's very cool, right? Sue Daly, size 15 on Amazon. Okay, Pat, when I looked at those, they didn't look like this, though. Have you bought them from Amazon? Because someone else bought a size 15 Milner's on Amazon, and it was not this. It was, I believe, much, much thinner. I could be wrong. But I have tried to find them on Amazon, and I have not. Not this size. I'm going to do a little, let's do a little colonial knot, and then we'll move on. So there's my little colonial. What I was going to tell you was that I've been playing around with different fabrics, different textures. This is cheesecloth. Isn't that cool? And where did I put my... Well, I can't find it now, but I had a little baggie where I filled with, I'm going to show you what I've been doing. Sue Daly, I got those, they're tiny. Yes, I remembered. So Denny bought the Sue Daly 15 Milners, and they were not this. Okay, so I want to show you what I've been doing. This is an old t-shirt. It was white. I put it in a big Pyrex thing of tea, black tea, and so I dyed it, and then I started painting with markers on it. And what I've been doing is cutting it up. Let me just show you. Been cutting up little bits of it and then attaching and then rolling it. There's a woman in, God, I want to say South Wales. I could be wrong. I'll try to find her and put her link also in the video. And she makes lichen out of t-shirt material that she does this with. This is where I got the idea. It's fantastic what she does. I roll it up and then I can just attach it. And I did that with my linen thing that I've been working on, that olive linen from Fiber on the Wind. I don't know if many of you have seen it, but I attached these little bits of t-shirt material. But it's kind of cool looking, and you can just kind of do that and then put a French knot here, and it just sort of sticks up. And this is cheesecloth, so I've been looking around at different cheesecloths. I have fabric markers, but a Sharpie will work too. I've tried both. This is a little bright, this green. So I've been playing around with how to, and I've got a ton of fabric dye. I just didn't want to have to get it all out. And Merlin's crying at the door. So will you guys just wait 1 second while I let him in, because he's just going to howl. Hang on. Okay. All right. So that's the t-shirt. Oh my gosh. I'm doing like 20 different things all at the same time. Let's see. Okay. A trellis stitch. We're going to do a trellis. This, I was doing my whipped alcohol ink sprinkled on to. Denny, I don't know what that is, alcohol inks, but it sounds good. So I just thought, and I should have I wished I'd had time to finish this so I could have started playing with it. But I thought this would be kind of cool looking. The big problem I'm having for a whipped woven or just a woven, and I could do it, I was going to try it in the Gimp, but then I thought it might be more fun to do it in a pearl cotton or a silken pearl or something like that, because you're going to get these big ropey spokes. The big problem I'm having with the Gimp is that I didn't want to pull it so tightly that my fabric was getting all bunched, and it's a little bit loose, so it's doing this. Anyway, I'll try to work on this maybe off camera and just post a photo of it later so we don't get bogged down. Here is my, here's Merlin. Merly, hi. How's the baby? How's the boy? Hey, sweet boy. All right, here's Merlin. I have to thread up some of this silk Gimp for the, bond another layer under that section. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I could totally do that. You mean under this? I know, Suzanne says, Mom, you're using my sleeping pad. I know. Okay, yes, I'll try that. All right, but let me finish this. I am going to do, I don't know. All right, you tell me. What should we use as our trellis stitch? Do you want me to use the Crinkly? Or, thank you, Kim. Play with it. It's fun to play with the t-shirt. Should I use this one, which is the gold one? Should I use a Crinkly one? The white one. Okay. All right, let's see. Here we go. I've got to, here's the white one. I just used my last bit of my other spool, and luckily I have one more. Denny is already plotting on how she and Kim are going to do the lichen. All right, this is a number 1 Milner's, and I'm making my life a little tougher than I need to. So let me try to find, I can't find my number 3. I have to get a new one. Number 1, I mean. So here's my number 1 Milner's. See, and even this is not, I mean, I know I'm going to be able to get it, but how long do I want to struggle with this? I don't know. I'm trying to do it on camera. Here we go. Okay. All right, so yes, you want to do this on a number 1. A number 3 is too small. A number 15, you would just, I mean, it feels like you're using a pickaxe, so. Let me just put a thread through there, and I'm going to go up here. Hang on, let me just, I've got it. Okay. All right. I was trying to find my other linen. All right, I want to show you what's happening. Do you see? This, Annette is asking, what is this thread? This is the silk Gimp. It's called fine silk Gimp. This is the cream. But what's odd is that this is also called fine silk Gimp, but it doesn't have the crinkle to it. And this is also called fine silk Gimp. And you can see that it's got a blue cord with the red that's then wrapped around. These are really pretty. I used this one, I believe it was this color, in my River Rocks, one of my River Rocks, the pouch. Okay, so what's happening here, and this is what is really tricky about this thread, is that when I pull it, I'm getting, it's really twisting that cord that wraps around. So what I have to do is I have to kind of hold it and feed it in a little bit. Where are you getting that crinkle? So I bought this from Sue Spargo, but I was told, someone told me that they tried to find it and she didn't have it. Now someone on here just said that she did have it. So I don't know, and I haven't tried to buy it in a while. I do know that there's another store that sells it, and I can't remember, but I'll find it and I'll put the link below. So do you see what's happening? I'm having to feed it, you know, and I'm just trying to get this one part. Okay, Suzanne says she got some recently from Sue, so Sue must carry it. And I know Mary Corbett has some links to where you can get it as well. I don't know if any of them are in Europe, but so this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to feed it through so that I can just get that first stitch going. And then look at what's happening. It's all wrinkling up. So every now and then, or actually quite often, I'm having to kind of unspool it so that it isn't just all bunched up on me. And you can imagine after a while, it's getting really like the silk chenille. You know, remember the silk chenille that the thread gatherer carries? And it's just so tough to work with. So this is a little tough too. I'm trying to undo it a little bit so that it's not quite so wound up around itself. All right. And I'm not making my life easier by doing this cheesecloth, by the way. So I definitely suggest that you do it just by itself at first. So I'm going in with my trellis, and I'm going to, or wet it. Really? Does that differ? Denny's saying or wet it. I don't know. I've never tried that. Okay, so here again, I'm getting a little bit of you can see what a mess this is. So it's not easy. This is not an easy thread. And look, now I have to unspool it again. So it's it looks like a pain. Well, it kind of is. I mean, but then you get something cool looking, and there's the trellis, which is a little bit not as neat as I would have liked, but I was trying to hurry to show you. All right, so we're going to keep going. And I'm using a Milner's only because the chenille, I could have done this with a chenille. I could have done it with an 18 chenille. And that would certainly be worth trying and seeing if it's any easier. I'd have tossed it, Arlene. Okay, so do you see what did I skip one? No, I didn't. I just made those. pretty far apart. And by the way, to do this, look at this, in a back stitch is just painful. And that's where I think the chenille, the 18 chenille, actually would be quite helpful, because it would just pierce a big hole in the fabric and makes it a little easier if you're doing the back stitch around. I didn't even want to try to bother with it. So Cheryl's saying now, I'm not sure I want to bother with this. It definitely, you have to. So I don't know about you, but the trellis stitch requires a kind of Zen attitude to begin with. And then you add on this element to it, and now you're in like full Dalai Lama mode, because you're just adding so much, so many challenges to an already challenging stitch. And as you can see, this is going to take me some time to do. Does anyone want me to keep going, or would you just as soon I move on and I'll finish this off camera and just post a photo of it and you can see? What if you used a tapestry needle? Then you wouldn't need to use the back. Yes. Move on. Okay. So exactly, I should use a tapestry. Karen's saying no. Okay, Karen, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a tapestry needle, because this is, the other thing about this is that there is some elastic in here. And let me find a tapestry needle. Okay. So it's all come undone here. I'm going to try to thread it. And do you see, this is a piece of something. I don't even know what that is or where that's coming from, but evidently. So it's just kind of a mess. There's that. Okay. I'm going to do a couple more of these. Yeah, but so Sandy's saying you must use it only in short lengths, right? And the thing is that if you use it in a short length, then you're having to end and start a new thread for a trellis. So either you just don't bother with a trellis and don't try, or if you're going to do a trellis, you kind of have to commit and just go for it. So I think everyone's saying that they're bailing on this, on the silk Gimp from my demo. So this is like the it's a good thing I don't sell Gimp and I'm trying to push the Gimp on you guys, because I think everyone's saying, yeah, not so much. So there's my, oh God, who knows what just got thrown to the floor. Here's my first round, and I can just, I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to end up with something that looks like that. But here's the thing. This is kind of cool, doing the little French knot. Again, really tough, really tough. This seems like a fun afternoon comedy. Thank you, Karen. Oh my gosh. All right, look at this thread. Look at this thread. Can we just all agree that, oh dear. But this is fun, isn't it? I mean, come on, that's cool. The blue looks nice, and I think I'd try it, but only if I was in a Zen mode. It looks like coral. Yeah, kind of. I mean, that's cool looking. What can I say? I mean, exactly. Dixie Doodle saying, yes, it's cool, but ... Okay. So what do you think? Should I attempt this, or should we, if I'm having problems? Oh my gosh. You guys, the thing is that this is going to be recorded, and then people are going to come and look at this afterwards, and they're and they're going to hear me, and they're going to see the comments hopefully coming in. And well, hopefully they'll think it's as funny as we do. That's, that's all I can say. Denny, what are you saying no to? Denny, I love Denny just writing no. No to what? I'm thinking a couple of rounds with trellis and fill the middle with yes. Yes, I do. I look. Can we just agree that this is a mess? I mean, look at this. Oh my gosh. No, I don't even know what's happened here. I mean, I think at this point I just have to call it quits. This is a mess. I can't even get it through. How did I get this? I did this morning. Well, part of it was I wasn't talking, So here's what happens here. Okay. Yeah, we're just cutting that off. Okay. I have a feeling you'll be pulling that out. Not only am I pulling, please read my suggestion, it might be a solution. I didn't see it. What was it? Denny saying, trash it. Okay, we're trashing it. Cut it out, edit tape, no one will know. I can't edit live stream. That's the beauty and the horror of online live stream. I can't. Okay, who's up for this? Should we try it or no? Do something else. I don't have a whole lot to show you guys otherwise. We can stop. We've been doing this for 40 minutes. My gosh. Yes, try it. Okay. Oh, you guys are just gluttons for punishment. Right here. So I'm going to try to do this a little bit. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to make this a little bit tighter all the way around. People are writing, I'm truly enjoying this. Not sure about you, Karen. Well, I tell you, this is a lot more fun with all of you than if I were battling this out on my own. I mean, seriously, I would have cut that thing out a long time ago. I only stuck it out because of all of you. Go for it. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's see. I can't remember. I had dots here somewhere. I think one's there. Keep on going. Okay. Everyone's saying keep going. You guys are just saying that because you just are laughing at me. That's what's going on here. Oh, laughing with me. You're laughing with me, right? You're not laughing at me. Okay. All right, so here's the question, all of you. This is the big question. Do I attempt to do... Thank you. So do I attempt to do this as a whipped woven with this Gimp, or do I say, no, I'm going to try it with a different thread? Tell me now. Sandy, no. No what? Tell me no. The one time she hits record. Try the Gimp. Never laughing at you, always with. Okay, thank you, Karen. So, question. We're trying it with the Gimp. Oh, look at you, all of you, trying it. Okay, someone's saying a different. I don't know if it'll lay flat. I mean, this is as flat as I'm getting because look at the back. If I pull it any tighter, I'm already getting a little bit of a... All right, so people are saying Gimp and some people are saying, no, a different thread. Lots of people are saying Gimp. Okay, I'm going to keep going with Gimp and then I'm going to move and we can see what it looks like with a different thread. How's that? Maybe use a hoop. Okay. So we're going to try it here. Okay, Gimp. 3 or 5 weight. I think I would do, yeah. Well, let's see what happens here because this is really going to, So here's the challenge with this. Can I get this tight enough and close enough that it's not just going to look like some sort of, very loopy, loose thing. That's the challenge of this. I'm putting my thumb right up against so that it's pushing it towards the center. And it's buckling. I don't know if you can hear it snapping. I'm pulling it really tightly. And here we go. Looking good so far. Thanks, Zara. You guys are cheering me on. I'm just so grateful for the cheering on. As I struggle, as I'm battling out with the Gimp. Who will win? Will it be me or the Gimp? I'm thinking the Gimp's gonna win. Okay. So there it is. It is not resembling a whipped woven. I'm just saying. Not yet. Maybe the second row will. A wonderful sort. Okay, looks pretty good. All right, Sandy's saying looks pretty good. It does look quite organic, yes. And of course, I'm gonna go until I've run out of thread. That's gonna be my new challenge. Keep going until the thread runs out. And of course, a tapestry needle. Is this a tapestry? No, this is a Milner's. I seem to always be working with the wrong thread for this video. Whatever it is, it's the wrong one. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Here's what I'm seeing. Do you think it looks, Monica's saying it looks great. So it's not like a tight whipped woven, right? I mean, I just can't get these. It does look kind of spidery-ish, Lynn. I can't get this to nestle up the way you normally would with the whipped woven, where you really push it hard against, and I usually do that with my needle. I'll use it in my Halloween piece. Susan. Oh my gosh, I love it. That's hilarious. It does look kind of spidery. I'm thinking if you can find black Gimp. They do have this color, by the way. That's kind of cool. Of course, I didn't take the tag, so I don't know what color that is, but until I started doing these videos, I just wound stuff and I never bothered with tags. Now I have to be much more organized. My husband, who's very organized, is just kind of horrified constantly. I'm not allowed, for instance, to load the dishes in the dishwasher, which just between the two, I was going to say the two of us, between all of us, I think that's a plus. He's very organized. Okay, now some drizzles on the ends. Denny, you want me to do drizzles with this? Are you kidding? That's insane. Could one even do a drizzle with this? I guess you could. We could try. Should I try a drizzle? I know all of you are going to say yes. So that's kind of it. And do you see how the spokes are, and that's because I'm pulling it so tightly because I'm trying to get it. Okay. So I think I have to end because I'm about to lose and this needle, of course, which is the size of basically a dagger. So I have to end it here and braid it and stitch it down. Pat, I don't know what you're talking about, braid it and stitch it down. But there it is. I think I can do better, but for now, we're not getting that definitive spooky look, We're getting like a nest of something, right? Don't you think? Does it matter? I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, I think when you work with the GIMP, you just have to sort of let go of what you think the stitch looks like. Right, a sea urchin look, Betty's saying. Or okay, the color is pretty. Yep. Maybe just a woven would look good. With Cheryl is saying maybe just a woven would look good. Cheryl, do you mean like a woven, like a different, so use a different thread now? I think I will. Let's use a different thread and see what that looks like. I have this on a, let's see, what do I have? I'm just going to use this because it's already threaded. And I'm just going to see what happens. Oh, just a woven, right, just a woven circle. Yes, oh yes, that's interesting. We could have tried that. Well, this video is going to go on for hours, for hours, if I do a woven now. Also, I don't have an odd number, and I'd need an odd number. I'd have to do a whole new thing. I can try a woven and post a photo of it. Over a mound, yes. We could definitely add stuffing and, you know, another piece of wool or something. But I think this could be quite striking with a pearl cotton. This is a number 5 weight pearl cotton. And I can't even remember where I got it. I think I might have gotten it from Fiber on a Whim. Sadly, I found that they had pearl cotton, so of course I had to buy some, which, you know, is just ridiculous considering how many pearl cottons I have. Like, I did not need another pearl cotton. But look at this color, it's fabulous. See, that's what happens. I think, well, I don't have that exact color. So we can go around and around. I keep looking to see if I'm losing a bunch of people. People are like leaving, but no one's left. You are all hanging in there with me, which I appreciate. Okay, I can do this a little bit faster now. And this is great. So this actually helps because I can push, oops, what am I doing? This one. I can push this up and it's actually pushing the GIMP a little bit closer together, which I was hoping to do before, and it wasn't. So I don't know, that crinkly GIMP, yeah, I think it's cool too. People are saying they like it. It's cool. See, I don't know if I'd want to keep going or just leave these legs or change and do, I don't know, something else, or maybe, I think what I was going to say was that crinkly GIMP is even more challenging than this big, thick corded GIMP. And personally, I find it so challenging that it kind of, it's not that I would never use it. Definitely, Dixie Doodles is saying it would be best couched down, and I agree. I think that's an easy solution for that crinkly one. What else would you with this? What else would I do with this? I think I might stop after when I get here. I'll have done 3 rounds. And I think then I just anchor my thread. And then I could come back with a different, maybe a different color entirely. And I could do anything. I could do French knots. I could do little Bouillon knots in between each of these little spokes. I could do pistol stitches emanating out and ending beyond. You know, it's kind of the sky's the limit. So I think I'm going to end here also because I can't get one more round. Couch with purple. Yeah, that could be cool. I'm going to end here also because my thread is running out, so it's a good time to end. And there it is. My spokes got a little, pulled in different directions, but I think that's okay. And with this kind of in the background, I think maybe I just sort of push this in and, I don't know, put some French knots in here. I could do some random seed stitches. Yeah. So, all right. Whipped woven, buttonhole filler, a very sad attempt at a drizzle and had to just chop that right out. Palestrina knot, Bouillon knot, 2 wrap French knot. This was a trellis. You can see how that, no, was this a trellis? I think this was a raised cup. This was really hard. I'm glad I wasn't trying to do that. Plaited braid stitch is listed. Patricia, yes, Pat, that's on Mary Corbett's site, right? She does a plaited braid, which is really pretty. This was a 4 wrap French knot, which now looks like a drizzle. Bouillon knots, French knot, colonial knot, trellis, and raised cup. And it's kind of cool, I think if I were designing something with this, I certainly would be adding other textures, other pearl cottons, maybe some soft cotton, the painter soft cotton, things like that. I definitely think I would do a lot of seed stitching in here just because I have so much that's raised, so let me do some flatter looking things. And that's really what I think about, when I'm designing something. I'm thinking about height, I'm thinking about texture, I'm thinking about variety in size, so nice big bouillons, tiny little bouillons, so using maybe a size 8 weight. Pat saying Mary Corbett says plaited braid stitch, right? And she even shows an example on her site. If you Google Gimp stitches or how to using Gimp or using Gimp thread or something, you'll see the stuff that she's doing. So I think that's it, all of you. Thank you so much for hanging in there while I struggled. The Gimp definitely got the better of me on this one. But thank you so much. It was really fun. And I hope this, I hope this gave you some things to think about. If you do play with Gimp, whichever one it is, you've got to put it in the stitching circle. For those who aren't part of the stitching circle on Facebook, I'd love to have all of you there. It's Ariane Zurcher's Stitching Circle, and you can in Facebook. Answer the questions and you'll get approved. All right, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.